So you're a young athlete that aspires to be the best receiver that you can possibly be, but you realize that you don't always have a trainer to throw you the ball, to put you through drills. And that's why I'm making this video, because this is a problem. This is something I've been dealing with my whole life. And when you're on the path to greatness, you won't always have somebody to work out with. It's good that you've learned that thing, and now that you can take action towards solving that problem. And that's what I'm gonna help you solve in this video. I'm gonna show you the ways how I, as a D1 receiver, how I train by myself, how I know what to train, and how I know how to put the right intensity and intention. I really keep it simple how I train by myself, because there's a lot of things that are misleading on the internet. There's a lot of information that we get, and then we'll find something that contradicts something else. So it can be confusing in training and trying to get better at football, but I like to keep it simple. You're gonna learn this, and it's gonna be way easier for you to dictate how to work out as a receiver. Just some context I wanna give you. This is strictly just receiver work. I'm not doing any sprint work. I'm not talking about any of that, because sometimes I do that with my receiver work. I do that before or maybe after, but this is just talking about the full work, the technique stuff, the receiver drills. This video is only about that, nothing about sprinting. I have videos on that. If you wanna learn how to run a 4.4, how I learned how to run a 4.4, here's a video right here, but getting straight into this video. So as a receiver, whenever I'm going to work out, I choose between 3 different types of training sessions I want to have, okay? The first training session is a release session. The second training session is the top of the route session. And the third training session is a freestyle session / full routes, okay? And let me explain these 3. So my release session that I have, it's really on the whole thing. After I warm up, I'm only focusing on the releases that I do. Not the releases I see on the internet, the releases that I've seen work, and that I've seen work from my experience and from the film I watch in the NFL. Okay, that's the only releases I do. I don't practice these Instagram, these TikTok releases, okay? I practice them until I feel good about them, okay? I might do them like 6 to 10 times of the same release. I might do it like twice. It's all about getting a feel, and I'm making sure to record myself through all of these workouts. So every time I hit the field by myself, or whenever I'm with somebody, I try to record just so I can review it later on in the day and make sure I'm doing things right, and so I can correct it for the next session. And that's for all these sessions, not just this release one. So I'll practice my releases. I'll practice them into maybe some short routes, but it's mainly just a release day, because the way you get better at something, at a skill, is that you practice that and you're specific to that, okay? So that's why I have a session for releases and a session for top of the route. I might not practice all of my releases. I might have a bad day one day. Like I was doing a certain release and I just wasn't getting off the line. I'll go and I'll just practice until I feel like I get a good feel of it. And maybe I'll move on or maybe not. But I'm really just practicing. I'm strengthening my strengths and my weaknesses. I'm keeping my strengths my strong. So I'm always getting better. I want to be known for being good at something and not just correcting my weaknesses. Because if I correct my weakness, then here's another weakness I gotta correct, then another weakness, but I'm never really getting better at my strength. And the NFL players, all of them are known for something. The star players, they're known for something because they got really good at a certain release, okay, at a certain move, okay? So that's what I'm doing. I'm working on everything. Even if I'm super good at it, even though if it works every time, I'm still working on it, okay? So that's my release session. Nothing too crazy. This is all simple. And then there's my top of the route session. It's self-explanatory. I'm working on my snap downs, my 90-degree cuts, my rocker steps, some of my hezzies, just getting out of breaks, like getting out of the top of the routes. That's what I'm doing. Is literally the routes that you see on the TV when you're watching NFL. That's what I practice. I don't do no crazy drills. I might do like go around a cone or just make something up. Like the little box drills you see with, it's like a box cut and then a speed cut and then a snap down. Like you can get super creative, and it's not rocket science to figure out a new drill. You can come up with a new drill like that. So all I do, I have a date for my top of the route so I can really like lock in on them, get fully immersed in doing that thing so my body can learn it. And I'm focusing on getting out of my speed cuts in less than 3 yards, 3 to 5 yards. Okay, I'm trying to do all of these things. That's all I'm working on. And I'm literally just running routes like how I'd run them in the game. Like sometimes I might do a drill. I already said that I might do a drill, but it's really just me, literally me running routes by myself. Nobody's throwing me the ball. I'm just running routes by myself. Okay, that's how you work out if you're by yourself as a receiver. You just do the things that you would do in the game a number of times. That's how NBA players do. They do the same moves over and over and over when they're by themselves. So in the game, it's light, it's easy. Okay, now my third one, my freestyle / full route sessions. And so my freestyle sessions, this is only if I haven't run routes for a long time. And maybe I got bored and I was watching some clips of my favorite receivers, or I was watching clips of me and I saw something that I wanted to work on. I'll literally just work on something random. I only do this whenever it's been like a week or two where I haven't really worked out, where I haven't really hit the field or done releases or my top of the route sessions. For my freestyle, I'll just do this just to get back in the groove. So I might work on my releases on this route, on this drill, but then the next thing you know, I'm working on getting out of my top of the route breaks. Okay, it's just me doing what I feel like I want to work on, and just me getting back into the groove of working out after I took a little break. And the reason why it's like freestyle / full routes is because I'll do like my releases into a slant, and then the next route I might do a release into an out route. Like, it's just me playing around, me having fun. But if I'm locked in, I'm not really doing too much of these freestyle sessions. It's really top of the route or release sessions, and then I'll probably have a quarterback to throw full routes for me if I'm being super locked in. Okay, and I really suggest that you get a quarterback to throw it to you. So whether you're just doing a top of route session or a full route session, I really suggest you find somebody that can throw you the ball, because getting your reps in as close as possible to what the game is going to be. So like, your quarterback isn't right next to you when he's throwing you the slant route. He's in the middle of the field, in the middle of the hashes, throwing you the slant route when you're on the top of the numbers. Getting as realistic as possible, and then you catching it and you making a move. Getting that as specific as possible whenever you have a quarterback, that's ideal, okay? Because it becomes second nature to you. It becomes so easy to you. And if you have a passion for catching footballs, then I'm telling you, you just gotta put the reps in. You can't stop putting the reps in. It's gotta be something consistent, okay? And if you like this video, I have something else I wanna tell you after, but right now, if you play receiver and you wanna be as good as you possibly can, then you should be urging to get any type of information that'll give you the edge over your opponent, over somebody you're competing with, a spot you're trying to take, whatever. I have a course talking about how to become an unguardable receiver. That is for you. That is way more advanced than what I'm talking about in this video, and it will help you out so much, because it's really been my life's work of playing receiver. Okay, I've learned so much, and I put it all into that course, and you will really benefit from that. So check it out if that's something you're interested in. But now that we talked about the footwork and all that, what's the point of having good footwork and practicing good footwork if we can't catch a football? If I don't have a quarterback, like what this video is for, even though I just said preferably get a quarterback, if I don't have a quarterback, then I'm doing two things, okay? And I'll show you these videos as I'm talking. But so I will catch bricks, okay? I will catch bricks just like throughout the day. I'll see a brick and I'll just catch it in my room. I'll have it leaving out in my room. I'll just catch it. Sometimes I'll do 1 minute on my right, 1 minute on my left, and then 1 minute alternating. That'll be good for my brick catches for the day. Maybe I'll do more, maybe I'll do less. There's these hand grippers. I'm sure y'all know what hand grippers are. I'm sure y'all seen them. I recommend doing the bricks more than that, but hand grippers are still good. And then the last thing I do is I just practice my technique on catching. And I literally do this standing in my room or laying on my bed. And watch these videos right here, because this is literally what I do whenever I don't have somebody throw me the ball, okay? I just practice my technique and I'll throw it behind my head. I'll close my eyes and then go snatch it out the air. I'll literally practice things like this, because a lot of people say catching tennis balls is good, which it is good, but I mean, you want to get better at catching footballs, you got to catch the football, you got to touch the football as much as you can. And that's what I'm saying. It's really good if you can find somebody to throw you the ball, because the reason why I have my hands will never leave me, ever. And the reason why I have this is because every day before school, when I was in elementary, going up to junior high, and I would just play football with my dad in the mornings, okay? And then I would go to recess, I would play football again. Then I'll have football practice after, and I'll play football And even maybe before football practice, I'll still have my dad throw me the footballs. Bro, I'm just catching footballs all the time. I'm not trying to get better at catching footballs. I'm just doing it because it's fun. And that's why I said earlier in this video, if catching footballs is something you're passionate about, bro, it makes this shit way easier. It makes this process way easier. And so it all starts with one thing you love, okay? And it's kind of cool that it's like this, okay? So I started with the passion of just literally just catching footballs. I started catching footballs, and then I was like, you know what? I like playing football. I want to get better at football. I want to be better than everybody else. So I started working on my footwork. I started running more. I started sprinting more. And then I started doing that consistently, and I started seeing results. I started doing 100 push-ups a day. And then I realized that, oh, I'm building discipline. I'm building consistency in this. And I developed the passion to work hard. And so now I have the passion to work hard at something. Whether it's on my YouTube channel, on the videos I'm giving y'all, or if it's about football, I have a passion for working hard and for putting in the work. So it all started with one thing, and now I've learned so many things just from catching footballs. And I've learned things that don't even have anything to do with catching footballs. So it starts with one passion. I know this is off the topic of the video, but I'm being real with you. You just gotta find one thing to love, and then other things will fall into place. Okay, and this doesn't mean I'm not saying follow your passion. I started catching footballs, and I got really good at catching footballs, and that's what made me like it. I got really good at it first. I didn't try to make myself love catching footballs. I just developed it, and because I got so good at it, I started to like it. I started to have more passion for it. And so then I got really good at working hard, and so I developed a passion for working hard. So that's kind of my approach, not me trying to find my passion, me just getting good at one thing, me just trying to become the best and get really good at something. That's how I developed a passion, okay? And I did the same thing with running routes with these route sessions, okay? Simple. So if you like this video, then support the channel, leave a comment, leave a like. If you have a question, I'll answer a question. But yeah, now that you know how to train by yourself as a receiver, here's a video teaching you how you might be too good for your next season coming up.